He paused in mid-rant, considering her words. A position where she does not have to move far, and mainly uses her tentacles. Okay, I understand that as well, but please don't tell her mother about this one either. I know you wouldn't have permitted either activity unless it was safe for Thwicca, but I still want to flee shrieking when I think, with a tremendous gloosh, Thwicca burst up out of the depths of the pool like a dolphin breaching, but with rather more tentacles involved. Water went everywhere, splashing all over Serena and Saduk as she wrapped every available limb around her father in the most comprehensive glomp Serena had ever seen. "Father!" squealed Thwicca. "You're back! It's so good to see you!" "Well, hello to you too, little wriggler," chuckled Saduk as he returned the hug. "You're being rather more adventurous than I expected. Swimming in water? Playing soccer? Do you want your mother to find out about these things?" As Thwicca unpeeled herself from Saduk, a look of horror echoed his expression from not very long before. "Progenitors, no. That would be a very bad idea. She would insist that I come home from Earth, and I am having so much fun here. Shades of every teenager everywhere." Serena hugged Thwicca, seeing how her clothing was wet anyway. "I'm glad you're having fun, kiddo." "As am I." Saduk added a tentacle to the hug. "I had hoped you would find a way to fit in, but you are exceeding my greatest expectations. I did not expect to enjoy Earth so much either, but I am." Thwicca looked up at her father, then at Serena, as they moved away from the pool. "Something is bothering the pair of you. What is it?" Surprised, Saduk shared a glance with Serena. "Did you already speak with her about it?" "Oh, please." Thwicca made the exasperated eye-roll motion with her tentacles. "I've been learning human body language from an early age, and you've never been able to keep a secret from me, father. Something is the matter, and it's about me. Well, she's got us there." Serena went over to a bench and sat down on it, to bring her eye level closer to Thwicca's. "Okay, you remember the Tanarak?" "Yes. They tried to kill you and father when you visited Fazreep the first time in person." Thwicca struck an adorably fierce pose. "Are they back?" Well, yes and no." Saduk took up the thread. "After Serena melted the last raiding party, the Commander Prime Ultra kept his head down for a little while, but then started making noises about how Earth had disrespected the glorious Tanarak race and needed to be put in its place. This turned out to be an unpopular view, and there was a regime change shortly afterward. The commander's final words were apparently, 'How dare you point a heat gun at me?' or something of that sort." Thwicca was wide-eyed by this point. "They killed him?" "I suspect it was more a matter of self-preservation by that point," Serena noted dryly. "He would have led them into a war of annihilation, for the Tanarak. So anyway, they got rid of him and put a new guy in charge. This one wants very much to be an ally of Earth, because he doesn't want to be our enemy. Fazreep is our ally, so he's making peaceful overtures to you guys, which is pretty funny, because Tanarak aren't really good at diplomacy. So it's basically, 'We will be your friend. Here is 1,000 tons of resources we think you might need. Take it now.'" Her rendition got a startled giggle from Thwicca. "Yes, that does sound like the Tanarak. But what has this to do with me?" Saduk gestured eloquently with his tentacles. "I don't know if you've studied much of human history, but there was a time when opposing ruling families left younger children to grow up among their enemies, more or less as a hostage situation to keep both sides honest. The new Tanarak equal above all seems to have gotten the notion this is what Earth is doing with Fazreep, and that you are being held hostage by humans against our good behavior." "But that is ludicrous," protested Thwicca. "I chose to come here. It is nice. I have friends." Serena shrugged. "We're talking about the Tanarak here. I'm not entirely certain any of that statement would make sense to them. So, anyway, the equal above all has suggested that the Tanarak also send a child to Earth, to this school. He seems to think that sending his own male child will give Tanarak a higher status with Earth than a mere astrogator's offspring. His words, not mine. The higher-ups are considering it, but you get the final decision. It's your safety and your peace of mind we're talking about here." Thwicca was considering it, Serena could see. Her neural web was lighting up like a miniature thunderstorm beneath her translucent skin, within the transparent sections of the heat suit. After a few moments, the young bubbler looked up at her father. "If I said no, would the child not be allowed to come at all?" "Not to this school, and probably not to this area of Earth," Saduk assured her. "There are people who want to study them too, so the child would very likely be allowed to make the trip to Earth itself. But if you didn't want anything to do with him, he would be kept well away from you. Which, just saying, would be totally understandable, Serena added. The Tanarek have given you guys plenty of trouble in the past. You're allowed to not want anything to do with them. Thwicca tilted her tentacles speculatively. I say, yes. Let the Tanarek child come here, to this school. Serena raised her eyebrows. You're sure about this? Yes. Thwicca made a gesture of certitude. He is not my enemy, and I am not his. If they truly want peace, I will give them their chance. Good girl. Serena rubbed the top of Thwicca's brain case fondly, then grinned at Saduk. Say it. Thwicca looked between them with a puzzled set to her tentacles. Say what? Saduk made an aggravated noise. She bet me you'd make that choice. Fine. Irritating human. You know my daughter better than I do. Happy now? Holding up her hand, Serena was promptly rewarded with a high five and a giggle from Thwicca. Yup,